Hi, incoming kindergarten families. My name is Sarah Wilson. I am the Literacy Program Coordinator at our Fernhill and Aubrey campuses, which means that I support all things literacy for our kids. And I'm here today to talk to you about two really important skills that you can work on with your child this summer to help them accelerate their reading when they join us in September. These two skills are letter identification and letter sound correspondence. Letter identification just means that when your child sees the representation of a letter, they can tell you the name of that letter. So if you show them this, they can tell you that the letter is E. They should be able to do this with both lowercase and uppercase representations of the letter. If your child knows most of their letters, is able to identify most letters, then they're ready for letter sound correspondence. If they aren't able to do that, then you should start there. And those flashcards that you received are a great way to practice letter identification. You can also practice it just as you're out and about in Philadelphia. There's letters all over on signs, buses. You can also practice it when you're reading to them. If they do know most of their letters, then they are likely ready for letter sound correspondence, which just means that when they see a letter, they're able to tell you what sounds the letter makes. In kindergarten, we start off by teaching kids that each letter makes only one sound. This isn't actually true. In English, many letters make multiple sounds, but we start out with just one sound per letter. We use physical cues in our curriculum to teach the kids the vowel sounds because those are often the trickiest sounds to learn as well as the hardest ones to distinguish. So I'm going to show you those cues right now. We're going to start off with the vowel A. For the vowel A, the sound is ah, and we hold our hand up as though we are biting into an apple. Ah, ah. Then there's the vowel E. For this vowel, the sound is eh, and we hold up our hand to our ear as though we are having trouble hearing someone. Eh, eh. For the vowel I, the sound is I, and for this one, we pretend like we're scratching an itch. I, I. For the vowel O, the sound is ah, and for this one, we actually circle our mouth with our finger to show that our mouth is making the same shape as the letter. Ah, ah. And last but not least, for the vowel U, the sound is and we hold up our hands in a U shape as though we're a little child asking to be picked up. So those physical cues are a great way to remind your child when they're struggling to remember one of the vowel sounds. Like, for example, if you're just showing them the letter I and they're struggling to remember the sound, you can just go. And sometimes that can prompt them to remember the sound is I. For the remainder of the sounds, all the consonants, it's really important that you are clipping your sounds when you're practicing these with your child. Clipping means that you are making sure that you're just saying the sound of the letter and not adding an to the end of it. We have a tendency when we isolate letter sounds to add that sound. So for example, for the letter D, we have a tendency to say that the sound is duh, duh. But that's not actually the sound of the letter D. If it was, then we would pronounce the word dog, d-og, but we say dog. So you have to make sure that you clip the sound so that it's representing what the sound actually sounds like in words. So the sound for D would be d, d, instead of duh, duh. You can watch the letter sound video for a complete rundown of all the different sounds of the letters. And I'm also not going to include an intro or anything for that, so you can just have your child watch it if that's how you'd like to introduce them to letter sounds. We are really looking forward to seeing you in September. Please reach out if you have any questions, and have a great summer.